Keeping lists in Excel is a very common practice. Here we have a list in the products sheet of 77 products. Now often we want to find a certain product, and so what I tend to do is press Control F, which is the shortcut key combination for find. But if you don't want to use the shortcut key, on the Home tab in the Editing group you've got the button Find and Select to the far right. If you click this button, you'll see that you've got the option to find. And if I rest on it and wait for the screen tip to turn up, Control F does get a mention as being the shortcut key for this particular button. If you do a lot of finds, you may even want to right click this button and add it to your quick access toolbar, so it's easy to find information when you have to. Either by clicking this button or pressing Control F, I want to find a certain product. Maybe I want to find Chocolade. So I'll type Chocolade in the Find What box. It doesn't matter about uppercase or lowercase, but it does matter about spelling. And then I'll find Next. It's found one instance, and I can see just in the background here that that's row 49, and I can move this if I wish. And if I ask to find the next one again, it basically doesn't move, which is Excel's way of saying there's only one. And so I can easily see that there's a gourmet product and it sells for $12.75. Now let's say I want to find something else. I want to find not chocolate, but food stuffs. This is a particular supplier. And I know that there's several instances of foodstuffs, and notice again I'm not worried about uppercase or lowercase. Instead of going find next, and moving between each instance, this time I'm going to go find all. If I then move this window by its top and resize the window by dragging this double-headed white arrow down and resizing the bottom border, I can see there's 12 instances of foodstuffs. I even get a list of which cells foodstuffs resides in. B2, B3, B4, B21, right down to B61. If I was to click on these particular listed items, I would be navigating and moving to those cells to check if it was correct. So you can find next and find each occurrence, or you can find all and get a list of all the cells that contain a certain word or phrase. If I did want to make it that it had to be case sensitive, then I might go into the Options button. In the Options button, I get extra options such as Match Case, in which case it will only find foodstuffs completely in lowercase. And so if I click the Find All button, it will say that there were no matching options. We could not find what you're looking for, because all the instances of foodstuffs, when I look down column B, all have a capital F and a capital S. So I'll go OK, and I'll take that tick off and find all again, and it finds them all, irrespective of case, uppercase or lowercase. Now if I wanted to make a partial find, then I would replace foodstuffs with maybe food. And I would say that I wanted to match the entire content, cell's contents. Well, actually, let's not say that. Let's just find all first. And let me just stretch this. 32 cells found. And let's have a good look at this. By putting food in the Find What box, it's found every cell that contains the word food. So we have foodstuffs, food flyers, good food, and so on. So it's not matching the content of the entire cell. It's looking for any cells that contain the word somewhere in its content. If I told it to match the entire content, it would probably find nothing. So I'll go Find All. And again, it says it couldn't find anything because there's no cell with just the word food only in the cell. So I'll go OK, take that off, and Find All. Yeah. So options have other options that you can use to find. It can look in formulas, it can look in rows or columns, and it can look within the sheet or the entire workbook. And if I click the Options button again, it will collapse those various options. So I'm going back to finding foodstuffs. and find all. Now Foodstuffs has recently changed their name, so I'm wanting to find all instances of Foodstuffs and replace it with Food Limited. So now I will click on Replace at the top. And in the Replace With box, I'll say what I want to replace Foodstuffs with. This is where it's important that you do put the case in correctly, because whatever you say you're going to replace it with, that's what's going to go in its place. So you want it to look nice. So I'm going to go capital F, Food Limited. I could replace each instance, replace, 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 and you can see I've done 3 of them. Or if I know these are all to be replaced, I'll go replace all. And a total of a further 9 replacements were made in addition to the earlier 3, giving me the whole 12 cells being replaced. So I'll go OK. As I scan down column B, I can also see that there's quite a few instances now of Food Limited. So that saves me manually having to find a certain cell and having to manually replace a certain cell, particularly if a company changes its name, or a person moves on and someone takes their place, or somebody chooses to change their own name and you need to update all instances. Then use the find and just check that you've got all the correct ones, and then use your replace to replace them all. Just in summary, if I close this, Control F is your shortcut key for find, escape, and Control H is your shortcut key for replace, escape, and Control G is your shortcut key for go to, escape.